The Florida Gators have done it again. The Florida Gators add a blue chip talent to their 2025 recruiting class, Jayden Woods. You are a Florida Gator.
You are Locked On Gators, your daily podcast on the Florida Gators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Locked On Gators, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Does this make it 11, 12 episodes this week we're gonna have? Whew. Really, your team every day. I'm just saying. Happy Friday. Happy Black Friday. I'm Brandon Olsen. Find me on Twitter at WNS_Brandon. Find all my written work at New York Giants on SI.com. Find me live on Locked On Gators. And, I mean, this is just, it's great, right? The Florida Gators making a kind of surprising flip here on Black Friday. Jaden Woods is someone who, he took the secret visit a couple weeks ago for the Florida Gators. He had a little bit of traction there, but not a ton. Like it was like, hey, like he's out here, he's getting interest. Might be a signing day thing, might be a little bit before signing day. I didn't think it was going to happen today. I did think that it would happen, but not today. And again, this was like this might happen kind of thing. But Jaden Woods has committed to the Florida Gators. He's listed as, there's a couple of variations. It's 6'3", 235, 240, goes back and forth depending on what site you look at. He is a 4-star by every site. He's a 4-star on On3. He's the 141st player in the country, 15th edge. On 24/7, he's the 75th player in the country, 7th edge. On ESPN, 252nd player in the country, 27th edge. On Rivals, he's 187th player in the country, 13th edge. 4-star everywhere. Out of Kansas too, so this is not a typical place where Florida goes in and gets talent from. It's also not a state that I think produces a ton of talent, but Jaden Woods is one of them, and Jayden Woods, Florida Gator. I do think that long term, I'm very interested to see where he projects, honestly. And by the way, in the chat, I see you. I love every single one of you. 108 of you in here on Black Friday afternoon, which for a very impromptu podcast. But I'm very curious to see where he projects long term, because he's 6'3", 240, which is the typical size for Florida jack linebacker, that stand-up edge rusher that they have. But he plays with pop and like a lot of power. And so I look at him and I'm like, he plays like how you'd project someone. First off, I mean, let's do this. Powerful, good run defender. I'm curious to see what he's going to be as a pass rusher, but good run defender, physical, aggressive, kind of there, like a Jack Pyburn type guy. But he hasn't hit the SEC strength and conditioning program yet. He hasn't hit that SEC weight room yet. We'll see if he's going to add weight and become more of the Tyreek Sapp type role, or if he's going to stay as a Jack linebacker. Again, very curious to see where he winds up long-term position-wise. But here's the important part also. Dual sport athlete, multi-sport athlete, because he does track and field, he wrestles, and football. So multi-sport athlete, high upside. Like I said, he's got the athletic traits. I just think that he needs refinement, but I mean, that's what you want from high school kids, right? Like, you don't want to bring in a high school kid who it's like, yeah, he's not a great athlete, but he's got all the tools, or he's not a great athlete, but he's got all the technique down. That means you're probably going to be limited. You need the athletic traits. And I know people harp on athleticism a lot. And I know some people go, oh, hey, like, it's not all about athleticism. The reason that you look for athletes is that when you take athletes and then you refine them physically and you refine them technically, that's when they really pop off. Like, that's why teams go for athletes. You're swinging. And Florida has always, under Billy Napier, been swinging. They always go for multi-sport athletes, offensive linemen who play basketball. Joseph Mbachu, defensive lineman that Florida added to their class before he had any other real SEC commits, any other SEC offers. And he was a soccer player that was going to football. That's how it goes. Frank, I saw you say I was not expecting this recruit at all. Yeah, this was one where, like, again, expected Florida to be in it, but I thought it would be signing day. And here we go now. But by the way, I will say this. There's certain positions and certain schools where you look at and you go, okay, well, if you're a wide receiver that Ohio State wants, you're probably good. If you're a DB that Nick Saban wants, you're probably good. If you're an edge rusher that Penn State wants, you're probably good, right? I think that's a general thought that we can have there. If you're an edge rusher and Penn State wants you, you're probably good, because Penn State does a really good job of recruiting and developing edge rushers. I play with him at my high school, and he's insane, bro. I can only imagine, like 6'3", 240. That's pretty good freaking size for a high school edge rusher there. That's not small at all. Jaden Woods, I see asking Q. Yeah, is he the highest edge rusher we have so far? Yes, Jaden Woods is the highest edge rusher you have. He is now the third highest recruit in the 2025 class for the Florida Gators, who, by the way, 16th overall on 24/7. And we'll pull up the On3 one here. We'll see where they rank on On3 now nationally. 15th on On3 now. You're climbing. Again, this is getting close to respectable. I've said respectable for me, considering where you were a few weeks ago. Respectable recovery there is top 12. So you're approaching there. You've got legitimate chance to get there. It's just, and I see you, chat. I see you. We'll get to you. But this is a good addition for the Florida Gators. I do think that you continue to see them, and you will continue to see them go for positional versatility on defense, specifically on the defensive line. Like, look at the defensive line class right now. It's Jayden Woods, a guy who can be a jack or could be a defensive end. Jalen Wiggins, a guy who I think is going to be a defensive end that could slide into 3-tech if he gains some weight there. I don't think he's going to lose much weight and go to jack full time, but he's out there. You've got Stephon Shivers, who's going to be almost a pure nose, but that's what you want. Like, you want a guy who you go, yeah, he's not going to be a 3-tech. He's going to be a nose tackle. Like, that's a guy you want, the Mekhi Boy Rose, the Des Watsons, the Cam Jacksons. They're not going to play 3-tech. They're going to play nose, and they're going to be really good at that. You've got Jeremiah McLeod, who could be a 3-tech, could be going on the defensive end side of things. Like, you've added to this class with guys, and you've been recruiting guys that can play multiple spots. And that's what you look for. Positional versatility on the defensive line specifically is where you really want it. Like, secondary, I don't think it matters that much. You get a corner, he's going to play corner, play him at corner. You get a safety, he's going to play safety, play him at safety. You get a nickel who's going to be a nickel, you play him at nickel. And so I think defensive line, that's what you look for, positional versatility. And Florida has done a really good job and a consistent job of going positional versatility, multi-sport athlete, athletic traits, because, multi-sport athlete doesn't necessarily mean that you have the athletic traits that translate over, but Florida looks for all those things. They look for guys that they can swing on and say, if we get you to hit, you're going to be really freaking good. And they bank on that. Josh, we work every day. We had a Thanksgiving episode. We work every day. This is Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. We're here for it. But this is what Florida looks for, and this is what they recruit for at multiple spots, and they've proven that they're going to continue doing this at every spot. Especially in the trenches, they do it. Like, they look for great athletes. We are going to get to the chat. I see you guys talking. I see you guys asking questions. We'll get to everything we really can in a reasonable amount of time when we get back with this special Black Friday bonus live show of Locked On Gators. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite team play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I'll tell you, I live in New York. I was looking for tickets to the Pinstripe Bowl. We don't know who's going to be in the Pinstripe Bowl yet. I think it's still ACC versus Big Ten, but we don't know. And I was looking for tickets for that. And Game Time has it's like they show you the best seats. They show you the best value seats. They show you their Game Time deals, their Game Time picks. Beautiful. Beautiful app. I love it. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time picks. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. It's with Locked On College for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Redeem code Locked On College for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time, baby. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your $5 bet wins. So you can go. I'm telling you, right now is the best time to be on FanDuel. Like right now is the best time because you've got college basketballs going all day with all the invitationals. So they're playing 11 a.m. I think they started today, and they're going to go all through the night. You got college football all the time, especially during bowl season. College football just all day, every day, some days. It's beautiful. You've got the NBA, you've got the NFL right now. They're playing on Black Friday for the first time. It's crazy. There's so much to bet on with FanDuel. And that's really only football and basketball that we talked about. Right? Visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch or make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day every day. Your first listen of the day. Monday, you could have listened 3 times. Tuesday, you could have listened 2 times, 3 times. Wednesday, you could have listened 2 times. Thanksgiving, you could have listened 1 time. Today, you could have listened 2 times. It's crazy, but we are your team every day, and we're here every day. We're going to hit the chat here. Billy in the kitchen again. What's up, Q? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving, by the way. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, then I hope you had a pretty dope Thursday. All right, I'll say that, and a great Friday morning. Not done yet. Billy chefing it up. Billy from downtown with this one. Yeah, this is one where I don't think many people expected it to happen, and definitely didn't expect it to happen today. But hey, it happened. The great DJ Khaled once said, another one. I see you, Billy. No way, you old bass. How you doing? Billy's proven multiple times he can recruit when he has the momentum. Let's just keep it going this time. That's the thing. I feel like every time there's just something that brings it to a screeching halt. Can't let that happen this time. Black Friday commits huge. Billy in the kitchen whipping it up. What do you think about Solomon Thomas? In terms of him, like in terms of his talent, I think he's tremendous. I think he's one of the best, if not the best offensive tackle in the country, based on the offensive tackles that I've watched out of high school. I think he's elite. As far as Florida getting him, I feel good. I'll say that. I feel good. FSU insiders think he ends up at UF. Also, rumors of us adding Atkins as an analyst or recruiter, which help us in this case. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely there. With Atkins, yeah, it's definitely a realistic possibility here to bring him in an off-field role. He's got a show cause, so it's going to be interesting for him to get an on-field job. That's going to be tough. But bring him in off-field, and you can have him, and that definitely helps you with Solomon Thomas. So there's that. Billy loves him, a multi-sport athlete. Yep. You know they have that athleticism. Yep. I was not expecting this recruit at all. Yep. You're damn right, Frank. Did we get him for cheaper NIL due to Black Friday? I don't think so. I don't think he was cheaper at all. Q asking highest edge rusher. Yeah. Yep. You were the one that brought that up that made us talk about it before. Do you think we land Solomon Thomas? Yes. Bama was chasing this guy. Love it when Florida is picking up Alabama targets. I'm curious how you guys feel about this. Now that it's Kalen DeBoer, do you guys still feel as confident of, oh, well, if Bama wants them, then they have to be good? Like, is that still a thing? I don't feel that way. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. You got to prove it to me. Kane Womack's a hell of a DC. I love what Kane Womack does at Alabama. I think right now it's just not meshing with the guys they have and his scheme. But I think he's a tremendous football coach. So we'll see. But again, he's a tremendous football coach. He wants a kid. I'm happy with it there. I just don't think it's, Bama specifically. Gators by 100, beat Knowles. Gators by 1,000,000. How confident are you for us to flip Dallas Wilson? I don't know if I'm confident or not confident in flipping Dallas Wilson. I will say this. As far as Dallas Wilson, nothing has been decided. Okay? Nothing has been decided. Florida still has a chance. I'd put it 50-50. I'll say that for Dallas Wilson. Right now, that's how at least from what I've heard prior to Thanksgiving, that was what I heard. I haven't spoken to anybody. I'm not going to bug people on Thanksgiving or the day after about any recruiting insider information or anything like that. Like I'm not going to bug people for that. I don't know his 3-cone. Do you think he'll play his first year? Maybe, but I don't think so. Just because you're going to have quite a few guys in the edge room returning, assuming they return, and so yeah, I don't think so. Especially like we expect LJ to be able to contribute more as a Jack in 2025. You'll still have Pyburn, you'll still have TJ Searcy, assuming none of them portal. I don't know how much you see from him in year one. You think we can steal the O-line from Florida State? Yeah. Still targeting Solomon. Top 12 class would be great, but will be a tough ask. I don't think it's a tough ask. I really don't think it's a tough ask to say top 12. I think top 12 is respectable. That's it. I think you should still be able to get top 10, especially if you go, oh, well, and I'm talking overall, portal and high school. I think top 10 is what you should be able to get, and I think top 12 is acceptable, and that's that. What the hell is going on in Gainesville? Must be something in the water. Yeah, Gators. Simple as that. Gators. Jaden Woods, what position does he play? He plays more of a stand-up edge rusher role right now in high school, but I think that long-term he might be a guy that goes to play like the Tyreek Sapp type role. But he's positionally versatile, and that's what they're looking for. So, yeah. Bama's going down. If Bama played Florida tomorrow, Florida would win by 14. Billy's delivering us the early Christmas gifts. What percentage do you give GT tonight? Not much. Not much. Honestly, I'm just being honest. Not much. I would love it if they pulled it off. I don't know if they got it in them this week. Can a team go to the first round playoff, lose, and then go to nope. No, you basically give up the bowl game by playing in the playoff, which everybody would do. I think some of the 3-stars are going to drop out of this class. I think you're going to lose. I think there's a decent chance that you lose a guy who's viewed as a 3-star, 4-star. I think Tayshawn Gelsey is gonna leave the class right now, based on what I've heard, is that he's trending FSU, which fine. I really like Tayshawn Gelsey's film and upside, but the main thing is that Florida State's pitching him as a receiver. Florida's pitching him as a tight end. So it's basically what position he wants to play. And if he wants to play receiver, he's not nearly as enticing to me as if he's at tight end. So I'm not too heartbroken about it. I think he's an okay at best wide receiver at the college level. I think he could be a really dynamic tight end. And so that's how I stand there. So if he leaves, he leaves. Diego, I'm saying overall, I'm saying top 10 high school and college, because I just think that the portal's too relevant right now and too prevalent, and that there's different approaches to it. I don't think it's fair to say, oh, you need a top 10 high school class if you're intentionally going, hey, we want to get, talented high school players and our depth from high school, but we want to go out and swing in the portal. I don't think it's fair for me to fault you there for not having a good enough high school class if that's your approach to things, right? And we've been told, Florida's trying to load up for 2025. The way you load up is the portal. So I think that's what you got to look at. Do you think LJ McCray will enter the portal? No, I don't at all. I don't think he will, and I don't think he should. I think he's good where he's at. Hopefully SEC sweeps ACC 4-0 this weekend. Oh, imagine, that'd be incredible. That'd be beautiful. Where are we at? We're at Ray Graves Goat. How you doing, buddy? Decommits keep coming in. National Signing Day will have some names, and the portal could give us a bump. Not sure if we want 12 or better from high school alone or combination with portal. I want combination with portal because, you need a balance. What are your thoughts on the Gators getting 5-star receiver Jamie French? I don't think it happens. I think taking Muiz Tonkara tells you that you're getting either Dallas or Jamie French, not both Dallas and Jamie French. And I think that you're more likely to get Dallas than Jamie French. So that's how I look at it, at least. Trending in the right direction. We could run this league next season. Billy Ballsack, MF, doubted him. Now he's back. Yeah, sure. Again, my thing, like, I'm excited for progress. I'm excited for commits, but like, let's not forget the reason Florida was in the situation they were in with recruiting and the narrative around jobs. Like, let's not forget the reason Florida was in that situation. We ain't done yet this week. Expect more, especially after the FSU win. So, in our insider program, which the link's in the description below if you want to join, someone had mentioned, hey, like, do you think that Florida is going to get any commits this week? And I said, if you do, like, I'm expecting them after the game. Obviously, Jaden Woods flipped a little earlier than we thought, but he's here. I'm happy. You added a blue chip edge rusher to the class. I ain't complaining about Jack Diddley, right? But we are going to head out here, and we will be live tomorrow after the game. If I'm home and available, we will be going live when Florida lands any more commits, if Florida lands any more commits again. If I'm home and available, 255 of you in here on a holiday weekend for an impromptu live show is just effing ridiculous. Thank you all so much. Thankful for literally every single one of you that are in here right now supporting this show. Or even if you're not supporting, but you're watching, you're still here. Zach, do I watch any other Florida sports? I'm a Florida fan throughout all college sports. So basketball, men's and women's, baseball, softball, football, Florida throughout. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day, every day. Thank you for allowing this to be my day job. Like, thank you for making this my primary job. That's ridiculous. And it will never get lost on me. We will be back at the absolute latest. We will be back tomorrow night. And hopefully celebrating a big win there. For Locked On Gators, I'm Brandon Olsen. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at WNS_Brandon. I'm also on Blue Sky. I don't know. Is that a thing we should be promoting? I don't know. I'm on that too. We got Instagram. Q, like and subscribe. Appreciate you throwing that one out there. We're going to put that here. Basically every social media platform, search either Brandon Olsen or Locked On Gators, and we're up there somewhere, right? We're up there. But thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day, and we will see you all next time, hopefully after a win or another commit. I'm good with either one, but thank you all so much for tuning in.